So there's the relationship between the the food, the animals, and the humans has to be a reciprocal one. The foods nourish the natives, while the native people must protect them and their habitats that support them. And so I really thought that really jived with the concept of what the Sedna story is really about. Oh, I wanted to see if you had thoughts about that. I do have one other one that I found, which is in a similar area, the Northwest US. And this one, it includes the thunderbird and the whale. And the thunderbird sees that the people are starving. Once again, humans are starving. And so someone needs to help them, right? The thunderbird decides to battle a giant whale and offers it to the hungry people as food. And so he is seen as a divine intervention in the whale sacrifice is honored in dances and songs. And so the thunderbird is seen in lots of imagery in their culture. And once again, there's this relationship, right? The spiritual stewardship of marine life up to nature and the creation that comes out of sacrifice.
Yeah, and stewardship is the operative word here. So would you please, you're going to put the titles of those three into the show notes, correct? Because I thought
Sure.
these are
Yeah.
fascinating. And
Yeah.
I love that you brought it back to the creation, the creation concept. And I guess I would just like to talk about what our takeaway again is in the story. And I think stewardship is the key word here, that these stories are about respecting nature, respecting oceans, respecting our livelihood, which in this case is hunting, but sustainable, responsible, and about taking challenges and turning them into empowering opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's my takeaway for it.
Yeah, and I think that as human nature, we see this in everything. We see this giant pendulum, right? We swing one way, one really far, and then we swing one way really far. And I think these stories often help to ground us, to remind us what it is that is really important. And I think that, with the Inuit story of Sedna, they realize that human nature sometimes gets too greedy, right? We become too selfish, and even when they're experiencing the consequences of greed, it becomes incredibly evident. And so then they have to correct through rituals and sacrifice, and the shamans communing with Sedna and apologizing. There's this they have a lot of taboos, and if you I think some of the taboos are around not using all of the animal, right? If you're wasteful, if you hunt and then you are waste some of the animal, that is a huge taboo, and you will have to confess to either shaman or to the community as part of your consequence for committing these taboos. And so I think that these stories remind us that our nature to be greedy has to be kept in check.